Send for the sweet blood, visual dream.
You're incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Send for the sweet blood, visual dream.
Calm down. You take care of the incredible, Lady Tamayo. Keep attacking.
I remember this nigga almost. Wait, you playing this nigga again? Come on. I'm playing someone else.
I'll take you on. You're incredible, Lady Tamayo. I got you. I can see right through you.
You need to make a King Law documentary.
I'm ready. I'll take care of this.
Send for the sweet blood, visual dream. Keep it up.
Incredible, Lady Tamayo. I'm ready. I will protect Lady Tamayo.
Send for the sweet blood, visual dream.
You tell it. Incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Send for the sweet blood, visual
Can you
dream.
get off my dick with that shit? Holy shit.
Incredible, Lady Tamayo. First form. Thunderclap and flash. You tell it.
I just lost. No, I didn't.
Don't be afraid. Managing.
Dang, that shit was tough.
That's enough. Incredible, Lady Tamayo. Take care of the rest. Round 2. Fight. Shoot. You tell it. First form. That's it. Keep attacking. First form. You managing? You take care of the rest.
Keep it up. Magical aroma of daylight.
Incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Let your guard down.
I can see right through you.
Send for the sweet blood, visual dream.
You take care of the rest. They won't know what.
Keep it up.
I will protect Lady. Don't be afraid. I got you. Tell it. Incredible, Lady Tamayo. That's it. Keep attacking.
Magical aroma of daylight.
I can see right through you. You're incredible, Lady Tamayo. I got you. First form. That's it. Keep attacking. I think I can win.
That's enough. Round 3. Fight.
Send for the sweet blood, visual dream.
How are you able to use that shit in the middle of getting your ass kicked? Not understanding.
Magical aroma of daylight.
Incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Keep it up.
I can see right through you.
Keep it up.
I can see right through you.
Magical aroma of daylight.
You take care of the rest. First form. Incredible, Lady Tamayo. Keep attacking. First form. Thunderclap and flash.
Heal yourself quickly.
You managing? You take care of the rest. First form. That's it. Keep attacking. You managing?
Magical aroma of daylight.
That's enough.
You take care of the rest.
Nigga is shitty.
You're incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Send for the sweet blood, visual dream.
My nigga.
Calm down.
I shouldn't be able to get hit by that shit while in the middle of a combo.
Incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Keep it up.
I can see right through you. First form. That's it. Keep attacking. First form. I'm ready.
Magical aroma of daylight.
Protect Lady Tamayo. You're incredible, Lady Tamayo. I got you.
Send for the sweet
Bro, I can't see shit on your stream no more. I ain't gonna lie.
You take care of the rest. Incredible, Lady Tamayo.
Like, it's just like,
Keep it up.
Is that all you got?
never mind. I had to refresh.
Incredible, Lady Tamayo. Keep attacking. Ready. First form. Thunderclap and flash.
Magical aroma of daylight.
Protect Lady Tamayo. First form. Thunderclap and
Fuck out
flash.
of here, nigga. Stop spamming that shit with your ass.
We have
Incredible,
a
Lady
winner.
Tamayo. Huh? What happened to me?
Hold on. I'll be back.
Whenever happiness is destroyed, you'll find the smell of blood in the air. What am I even looking at?
After this match, I have to go do something for a little bit. Nigga text me rematch. Back the fuck up.
What happened?
This nigga text me rematch.
You not gonna rematch him?
He texted me rematch after I tried to rematch him, but he didn't accept.
He added you?
Yes.
Weird ass nigga.
What the fuck, that nigga? That's what he had.
This nigga got shot over a girl, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Over a girl is crazy, bro.
Show me your
Popular rapper from Chicago, before he tragically killed.
And GBI investigators still here on scene. This shooting made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the three people shot and killed was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
Carnival made Von so popular with his storytelling abilities and the respect that he had for the rest of the city. But before rap, Von was known for being a real gangster, with a dark past, his music is so rare. This past came to light during a Twitch interview the rapper did, where he controlled by an anonymous user who asked him questions about his dead eye. Let's take a closer look at this crazy story.
That's enough.
No, to beat your
October
ass.
8th, 2020, King Von appeared on The Beat, a Twitch show sponsored by Rolling Loud, the annual hip-hop festival that started in Miami. The show covers some of the recent releases in hip-hop. Von appeared to answer questions about his debut album, Welcome to O-Block, which was released later that month. The interview started out normal. Von answered questions about his upcoming album and creative process. But towards the end, the interview takes a strange turn after the host are taking questions from users in the chat. A user with the screen hitting Salty Now 713 popped up in the chat told the host that Von could ever do a feature with Modell, Tyrese, T5, or Malcolm. The host clearly don't understand the reference because they read the question out loud to Von and gives them a confused look. The host quickly moves on because he can tell that Von is acting weird, but he makes it even worse by making a comment about Tuka. The host says he already told us about Tuka. He said Tuka wanted his favorites to work with. After that, Von starts to laugh and they get even more awkward. The fans of Chicago Drill will know that Shondell Gregory, aka Tuka, 15-year-old gangster disciple, was killed back in 2011.
A 15-year-old GD.
Tuka's death and the retaliation
Nigga got his ass lit up.
later blew up in the music industry and dissed the rapper Strong as a way to get at their enemies. King Von is one of those rappers who spoke many times in his music. Interviewers clearly didn't do much research on Chicago Drill. Otherwise, they would have known that Von clearly wasn't serious about doing a feature with Tuka. They asked him another question about when the music video for his track Leash Played was dropping, which he responded to by saying that it was coming soon.
What do you want to know about this Leash Play? I'll pick you up and I'll get Yeah, we need that bag, under rack.
Clearly, he couldn't get the previous question on his mind, and that's the whole proceeding. Mohawk and Old Block Louie were in the other room.
Water breathing.
Bond tells the host to read off the previous question again so they can hear. The host can clearly sense that something is up, but still doesn't understand exactly what the question is asking. He says, they want to know if you ever do a song with Youngin Ace, Jada Youngin, or K. But Bond cuts him off and tells him to say the other name.
They want to know if you ever do a song with Youngin Ace, Jada Youngin, or
Wells inside.
no, say the other name.
He finds the question in the chat and repeats. You ever do a feature with Odell,
Don't tell me you're already
P5,
through.
or
That's
Malcolm?
enough.
Yo ass
Do a
now.
feature with Modell, Tyreek, P5,
Round
or
four.
Malcolm.
The expression on Bond's face is pretty shocked. Mohawk just looks away from the camera like he wants no involvement. Bond turns the camera on Old Block Louie, who also looks like he wants no part of the interview. The host starts nervously asking, I'm assuming that's a no, while Bond laughs before asking, what are you, police shit? The reason that question is such a strange reaction from Bond is that Odell, P5, Tyreek, and Malcolm were all murder victims. The word on the street is that Bond may have had something to do with each of their deaths. Odell and Camry was a dude from Chicago who was shot and killed back in October 2012. Odell was allegedly affiliated with the STL EPT set and the Disciples, the same set as Tuka, who are known to be with the BD, Old Block, and Big Bond. Odell was also the cousin of STL Wooski, one of Old Block's most hated ops, and Big Bond's rival. Wooski grew up in Old Block, but as the lead up to the BD named Reese, still in the ball, and he was in it. Wooski was less even though he was 12 or 13 years old.
Bro, what? This nigga popped a nigga at 12-year-old? Bro, hell no, this nigga.
Parkway Garden. The beef with King Von began after Wooski allegedly killed a member of O Block named Platoon. Platoon was a close friend of King Von, which made the beef between him and Wooski personal. Check out our previous video on SBD Wooski, Grave Digger of Chicago, and more info on this beef. According to street rumors and internet gossip, Von caught Odell lacking and shot him to be revenge for the death of Platoon. Odell was shot in the chest at 300 block in South Rose Ave. It took him miles to with him at the time, and he was still cousin.
Any
The shooter
obstacle.
also hit him
This is
several
getting
times.
dangerous.
They were both brought to the hospital, and Miles managed to pull through, but Odell, unfortunately, passed away. Next person mentioned is another dude from Chicago, King 5, aka Crack. King 5 was associated with Charles City, but that bit of a disciple,
Fuck that bitch, fuck.
Water breathing.
King 5 was a well-known drug dealer in the area. On October 30th, 2012, he went to meet up with one of his regular clients and sell him some product. But when he arrived, he was greeted by not one, but 5 men. Knowing this was a setup, P5 turned to run away, but he was shot in the back and escaped. The group then circled around him and shot him 15 more times to face P5.
Damn.
Fucking had armor.
You'll never wake up again.
27-year-old man
Made a comeback against the Roots. Imagine that.
Giving people happy little dreams. Right before submerging them in a terrible nightmare.
That's
Four
enough.
other people were also
We
shot,
have a
but
winner.
Tyreek is the only one who passed away. Before the shooting took place, a fight broke out between men at the party, and at some point, someone started letting off shots. At that point, Lil Durk and many of his entourage had already left Chicago
I
and
died
settled
to
in Atlanta
Republic
to
dead,
focus
right?
on music.
Imagine that.
Rumors are that several OTF members, including Vaughn, were in attendance. A group of Bloods from Atlanta beat up an OTF affiliate named Beizou, so they started shooting. This murder also remains unsolved, but according to the Twitch stream, King Von is believed to have been involved. And last was Malcolm Stuckey, a man who was shot and killed at a house party on the 5700 block. south
This
of
nigga King Von and caught so many bodies, it's crazy.
Vaughn was also at the house party that night. According to rumors, he saw Stuckey giving him a dirty look. He was by himself at the time. He decided to leave the party and look to help up another BD from O-Block and Big Mike. Big Mike was the older brother of SBD Wooski, Vaughn's name Riley. But Wooski was kicked out of O-Block, Mike stayed at Parkway Garden, and remained loyal to the BD. When Vaughn and Big Mike returned to the party, they lectured about Stuckey, then they used reinforcements of the branch and opened fire. Stuckey was killed in the shooting, and 2 others were injured. Both Vaughn and Big Mike would be arrested a few weeks later and charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. They were both looking at Mike against prison, not life. Mike decided to split and began cooperating with authorities.
Fucking long ass grab.
The Both he and Bond had opened
That's
fire
not
on
the
the
game.
victim, but Bond was the one who fired the kill shot. Like most murder trials, the case took several years to make it to court. During that time, if someone got to his mic, the reality of being labeled as a snitch and having to return to Chicago started to weigh in on him. At the last minute, he refused to testify. Prosecutors struggled to find witnesses from that night to come forward. Plus, it had already been so long since the shooting took place, so it was tough to find any solid evidence to force a conviction. So, Mike ended up going down for the whole thing, and Bond was released after spending several years fighting the case. Check out our previous video on rappers to be the murder charge for more info on this case. So, once you look at the story behind all these names, it makes sense that King Bond was pretty shocked when they were brought up in an interview. Someone was really trying to troll him to get a reaction. Although he didn't say anything incriminating,
Fucking long. That shit is 10 meters away from this nigga.
That's enough.
It's tragic that fans never got to see Bond reach
Fucking
full
grab this.
potential as an artist and transition fully from the streets into music.
Damn, you almost came back on that nigga too.
The biggest drill rapper in the world based on his rapping talent and the respect he got from the streets. But if you take a closer look at where he came from, it's hard to ignore the fact that Bond really was a life of rap. Put out that type of energy, eventually he's gonna come back and get you. If you thought this video was crazy, be sure to check out our channel for more. From rappers to be the murder charge, Chicago thriller, that really matters. We covered more of the same stories than you hear. Well, that's all for today. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you want to see that. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, so you never miss any of our videos like this.
There's no place to hide.
I'm ready to go. Wells inside me.
Mark, how often do you pull on Earth?
Damn near every other night or every night.
Water breathing.
I don't go to sleep till like at least 4. That's not intentional. I accidentally fall asleep when I'm pulling down that.
I'm most definitely.
Hard. My nigga, this fucking rain is starting to piss me off. This fucking terrible gay bitch is on my dick.
Many thought it was a gift for taking out one of his biggest ops. Plus, fans questioned T-Thing on IG Live about Duck's death, forcing him to take a video. But up until now, it was all rumors. All 5 men were charged with murder
Fucking
and
tentacle.
racketeering for their involvement in the murder of FPG Duck. They also got charged with assault and two unnamed victims that were picked up, as well as 2 gun charges. The charges carry a minimum of life in prison with the possibility of death penalty. FPG Duck getting knocked off wasn't too shocking because of his reputation. He was loved and respected in his neighborhood, but he also had a lot of enemies. He refused to move out of the city, even though he was about to sign a $1.7 million deal with Sony before he got killed. Unfortunately, rappers and gangs die every day in Chicago, especially those with many ops as FPG Duck. So, it probably wouldn't have got as much attention if it ain't happened in broad day in one of the richest areas in the city. Plus, Mama Duck wishing to find his son's killers probably added pressure to the investigation. So the feds cracked down to make an example out of the killer. C Murder, Low, Woo-Wop, and T-Thing got arrested on October 13th and pleaded not guilty. Henny was already locked up for another murder of a man named Lorenzo Moore who got killed in January. And he's still fighting a gun charge from 2019. We don't know exactly what police have tied him to the murder. Seeing as it's a Fed case, it ain't looking too good for any of them. Unless there's some kind of evidence that proves they're innocent, they'll probably end up taking a plea deal with what a life sentence or a death penalty. But as of now, it's too early to tell how strong the case is. Tap in for updates. But they wasn't the only ones from O-Block to get caught up with the law. OCF Buna, a rapper connected to Lil Durk, recently arrested for a shooting at a mall in Atlanta where a 6-year-old got shot. Let's dive into what happened. OCF Buna is signed to Lil Durk's label.
Fuck that.
Not so
Jesus Christ. My nigga, oh my fucking guys.
You'll never wake up again. Sweet dreams.
I can't get this.
You don't stand a chance.
Why the fuck did I just jump?
We have a winner.
Bro.
Good. A clean victory with no hesitation.
Fight!
First form, thunderclap and flash. First form, thunderclap and flash. Calm down. You take care of the rest. So bliss. First form, keep attacking flash. Are you coming?
Why?
I'm ready. Go. I feel great. I'm so giddy, I can't help it. Calm down. Strength building. You take care of the rest.
Oh,
Not so fast. First form. Keep attacking.
Is it not possible for me to fucking what's that?
Not so fast.
Fans of Chicago Drill will know today G Rose, G Keystone, Love Sosa, and John Madden. But true fans will know that this D Rose doesn't play basketball, but was instead a respected member of the Black Disciples. Let's take a closer look at the story of D Rose, the most respected Chicago shooter. Amir Sardine, better known as D Rose, was a member of the Black Disciples. Rose was ranked to become one of the most feared and respected gang members in all of Chicago. D Rose was a member of Team 600, set of PDs, allied with O-Block, that also featured famous rappers like LA Capone, Rondo Number 9, D-Day 600. D Rose was known all over the city, was known to rock with special success across different gangs. D Rose didn't start out as a PD. He was originally from the Motown neighborhood, which is an area controlled by the Black Peace Zone. His father was a respected member, and early on, D Rose was affiliated with the Poly Boys. But his father was allegedly killed in 2009, and not long after that, D Rose started hanging out with PD. Eventually, he moved out to the area around 51st and Main Street, the territory claimed by 600. Around that time, he would start repping the set, switch gangs to become a PD. But D Rose was so well respected, he maintained close ties with multiple PD sets, including THF, TYMB, Lamron, Front Street, and O-Block. Part of what made him so respected in the city of Chicago because his gang ties were indeed. He was also known for being the dude who really put in work in the streets and grew his reputation around the city. He was cool with not only BDs, but Stones and Mickey Cobras as well. Even when certain cliques that he was cool with would get into a beat, D Rose would fall back and not pick sides. Plus, he was so well loved in the South Side that no one would force him to get involved. He was a crucial link between a lot of these different BD sets, and all the prominent members of each gang were cool with him. D Rose is rumored to be one of the first of the younger members of 600 to jump off the porch and make it to the street. He was considered one of the most active members of 600 and was known to drill with all the different sets he was allied with, including THF, TYMB, and O-Block. It's rumored that D Rose became active in the street after the murder of a Front Street member named Baldy. Baldy was killed on July 17, 2011 while walking with a friend down 600 block of South Ferry Avenue. While they were walking, a van pulled up and started letting off shots. Baldy was shot in the head, and his friend was shot in the ankle. They were both brought to Mountain 9 Hospital, where Baldy would eventually pass away at 19 years old. Baldy was a well-loved member of 600, and after he died, the set also started going by the name Baldy World. Baldy and D Rose were close, so after he was killed, D Rose was crazy in the streets. Baldy's killer was never caught, and the hit was credited to a GD set called MOB. MOB was allied with STL EBT, a set known to be for O-Block, and many believe that they were involved in the hit as well. On December 3rd, 2011, an STL EBT affiliate named Dale Fisher was killed while walking home with a friend. Dale was on 16 at the time, and many have claimed that he wasn't actually affiliated with the gang. He just grew up in the area and was cool with some of the members. But that didn't matter to the ops. And on the night of December 3rd, two gunmen would approach him in a silver vehicle while he was driving on the 60th block of South St. Lawrence. He would start letting off shots, and Dale would be hit in the chest. He later passed away from his injuries. It was rumored that D
Get out the fucking air. I'm gonna get up this fucking ground.
Both Suka and Odie Terry had been killed, starting the war between O-Block 600 and STL EBT. So, Dale was another body drop and one of the deadliest wars in Chirac. By that time, D Rose gained a reputation as one of the deadliest shooters in Chicago. The Chicago drill movement was starting to take off, and BD rappers like Shii and Rondo Number 9 started name dropping the D-Rose song, only to help build his clout with cities. But D-Rose wasn't only feared by the ops, he was also a major target of the Chicago police, who were eager to lock him up the minute he was caught slipping. At the time, 600 was beefing with another gang called 051 Money Gang. 051 had already killed several well-respected members of 600, and they were looking for revenge. On June 2nd, 2012, a 14-year-old member of 051 named Fats or Fathead was killed while walking home with his cousin from the corner store. As they were walking, they noticed a van drive by them and slowed down as they passed. They didn't make anything of it, but moments later, the van circled back and started letting off shots. The cousin managed to escape, but Fats was hit and fell to the ground. As his cousin turned back to see what happened, she witnessed the killer get out of the car and open fire on Fats again to make sure he was dead. Fats' death has been credited to C-Day, and D-Rose was rumored to have been the one driving the car. D-Rose would continue terrorizing his ops, and only a few months later, he would allegedly catch another body. Was a rapper named Lil Jojo, who had recently dropped a diss track called BDK, where he took shots at the entire Black Disciple gang. To make matters worse, Lil Jojo tried to troll Lil Reese by driving past him, swearing a bunch, and calling him a, and then posted a video of it online. He and Lil Reese started going back and forth on Twitter, dissing each other and making threats. Lil Jojo would eventually drop his location, tweeting, "I'm on hashtag 069, I'm out here." That would prove to be a big mistake. Just a few hours later, Lil Jojo would be shot and killed while riding his bike near 69th Street and Princeton Ave. Chief Keef would go on to tweet, "It's sad, because Jojo wanted to be just like us. Hashtag laugh my ass off," leading many to believe that Kiefer Reese had something to do with his death. But the word on the street is that the actual killer was none other than D-Rose. D-Rose was allegedly with a group of BDs, including Poo Poo, Kiki, and J Money, when they caught Jojo riding on his bike and took him out. Many believe that D-Rose was also the one who pulled the trigger. D-Rose would go on and diss Lil Jojo several times on social media after his death, supporting the rumors that he was the killer. He was spent all of 2013 behind bars, but will be back out on the streets in 2014.
Damn. Mark, you gonna start another? Oh, is that? You got 267. Oh, matches played. What is that positive? Mark, you still positive?
By this time, Chicago drill had absolutely exploded, and Chief Keef was going viral. But the streets of Chicago were hotter than ever, and the war between the BDs and GDs had only gotten worse. After getting out of jail, D-Rose would go right back to drilling and would catch another body by the end of the year. While D-Rose was locked up, the beef between O Block 600 and 051 had only gotten more intense. In March 2014, a rapper named Lil Mark, who was associated with 051 Young Money, dropped a remix of the Lil Durk song, Competition, called No Competition, where he took shots at OTF, 600, Lamron, O-Block, and a bunch of other BD sets. Just a few days later, Lil Mark was killed while standing at a bus stop, and it's been rumored that D-Rose was the shooter. But just a few months after that, it would be all over for D-Rose. He was arrested for the murder of 14-year-old Benzel Richardson. Benzel also went by the name Big B and was affiliated with the GD set Taekwon World. Taekwon World is allied with STL EBT, and they were part of the beef between them and O Block 600. Big B and his homies left a convenience store near 61st and King Drive on the night of February 12, 2014, when a minivan pulled up alongside him and started letting off shots. Big B was shot 4 times in the back of the head and later died from his injuries. By that point, the Chicago police wanted D-Rose off the streets after they failed to get him for the Lil Mark murder. They received information that he was involved in the Big B hit, and he was arrested about 6 weeks later. A witness identified him in a photo lineup, and he was officially charged with the murder. After spending several years fighting the case, D-Rose was found guilty of first-degree murder in 2016 and sentenced to 40 years in prison. But even with all the work D-Rose put in the streets, many believe that he's actually innocent of the murder of Big B. After his sentencing, 600 Breezy posted a photo of the news story on IG, along with the caption, "He didn't even do this shit. He wasn't even there. 100. I hate the system. Free my brothers. This shit foul. He an innocent man. They doing this shit because of his street name." Although the Big B hit has been credited to 600 Front Street, many believe that it wasn't actually D-Rose who pulled the trigger. But at that point, the Chicago police wanted him off the streets for good, even if that meant framing him for a murder. The saddest part about the D-Rose story is that after he got locked up, he claims he was abandoned by all his old friends, some who were millionaires at that point. Not long after D-Rose got locked up, Team 600 started to fall apart. L.A. Capone was killed in 2013, and then C-Day and Rondo number 9 were also both sentenced over 40 years in prison around the same time as D. Rose. The other BDs who made it out of the streets, like Chief Keef and Lil Durk, had already left the city to focus on their music. So, while they were touring the world and becoming millionaires, D. Rose was left to rot in jail, even though he was the main shooter in the gang who helped the BDs earn the respect they had all across the city. In an interview D. Rose did from jail, he dissed Chief Keef and Lil Durk and claimed they abandoned him after he got locked up. He said that his bond was only 100K, meaning he could have gotten out of jail with just 10K. But no one came for him, and he had to sit in jail for 3 years before being sentenced. By that point, Chief Keef had already been featured on a Kanye record and could have easily given him the money, but for whatever reason, he never came through. He said that the only person he's still cool with was Tay 600, which came as a shock to many. Tay 600 was kicked out of Team 600 after rumors surfaced that he snitched on C-Day and Rondo in their murder case. People like E-Day and 600 Breezy claim to have seen paperwork proving that he snitched, but Tay maintained his innocence. He cleared his name a few years back after court paperwork proved that he didn't snitch.
Yeah, like it was a fake statement floating around, and it said in the statement, I, Jamonte D. Carpenter, have seen Rondo and C-Day shoot the person 5 times, and the statement was so fake, because if you read the statement, for one, court document's not going to say Rondo and C-Day, it's going to say Courtney and Clint, and then, like, the dates on the fake statement was all type of up, the addresses was up.
But by that point, a lot of damage had already been done to his reputation. According to D. Rose, Tay was one of the only ones who called and checked up on him regularly. In the end, D. Rose actually lived the life that most drill rappers talk about in their music. Even though he did a lot of dirt in the streets, he was only 17 years old when he was arrested and didn't know anything else but the streets of Chirac. His story should be a lesson to anyone who's really about that life. There's only 2 outcomes, death or jail, and just because the streets love you when you're on top, doesn't mean they're going to be there when you're at the bottom. D. Rose filed an appeal, but it was shot down in 2019. As of right now, his projected release date is in 2057. If he's truly innocent, hopefully, one day, justice will be served and he'll get a second chance at life. But when you live that street lifestyle, you gotta be prepared for what comes with it, even if it means spending the rest of your life behind bars. Well, that's all for today. Please smash that like button and subscribe for more. Catch you in the next video. Rondo number 9 was one of Chicago's hottest rappers in the early drill movement, but unfortunately, his career was cut short after he got hit with 39 years in prison for the murder of a cab driver. Let's tap into the come up and criminal history of Rondo number 9. Rondo number 9 was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. He don't have too many interviews available, so ain't too much known about his childhood or upbringing. But he's from the 600 set of the Black Disciples and was inspired by rappers like Lil Durk and Chief Keef to start making music. He dropped his first mixtape, I'm Up Next, in 2012 after only rapping for about a year. But he was cool with all the other popular BD rappers from his hood, like L.A. Capone and Lil Durk. So he decided to try it out and quickly became one of the most popular rappers from 600. He dropped multiple singles that had the streets on fire, including Hang With Me, Taliban, and Play For Keeps with L.A. Capone. His music videos also started racking up millions of views on YouTube. Many thought Rondo was next up out of Chicago and that he would continue the trend of BD rappers making it big. But his criminal past put him on the radar of police and made it hard for him to transition from the streets into music. Rondo's first arrest came after he posted a picture of himself on social media holding an actual rocket launcher with the caption, "Cooling it with my new baby." The rocket launcher looked like an AT-4, a Swedish RPG that was also used by the U.S. military. The one Rondo had a blue stripe, meaning it was only for training and not live combat. Rondo was already blowing up as a rapper, so the pictures immediately grabbed the attention of the police. The cops were already monitoring all of the up-and-coming gang-affiliated drill rappers in Chicago. So when Rondo posted a pic with the RPG, they was all over it. They posted a bulletin in the neighborhood letting residents know that there was a gang member on the streets with a rocket launcher. It even had Rondo's picture and his government name. They also quickly started searching for Rondo to discover if the RPG was real and find out how he got it. Rondo deleted the photo from his Instagram and said it was all a joke. But another rapper named P. Rico would later post a pic with a similar rocket launcher to his own Instagram. There's no telling if it was the same one or if someone in Chicago had a plug on RPGs, but it shows how wild the city really was during that time. It's not clear if Rondo actually faced any charges because of the RPG, but it don't look like he did jail time for it. On September 26, 2013, Rondo's best friend, L.A. Capone, got killed after leaving a recording studio on Stony Island Ave. He was still alive when the ambulance arrived, but later died from blood loss. 3 men from 051 Young Money Gang, one of 600's main ops, were later arrested for this murder. L.A. Capone's death was a major blow to 600. He was building a buzz, and many thought he was next to blow along with Rondo. LA's death really hit Rondo hard since they were so close, and LA was the one who encouraged him to start rapping. So he posted on social media to mourn the loss of his right-hand man. But LA's death wouldn't stop his hustle, and Rondo dropped his next mixtape, Real for Life 2, which featured guest appearances from Fredo Santana, C-Day, and even LA Capone. Aside from all the talent that Rondo showed on this project, it would unfortunately be his last because he got locked up for murder not long after. On February 21st, 2014, Rondo and some other 600 members went to a party at the Wentworth Garden Housing Projects, an area that was known as GD territory. Rondo was there with well-known Chirac savages, C-Day, Tay-600, Lil Boo, and D-Rose, along with some females. At one point, most of the guys left,